two of them. Oh, contact. There's contact. And there's contact between Cheryl Paul and Campbell Pilly.
Good morning and welcome to round 2 of the 2024 Daniel Ricciardo Series here at a bitterly cold Little Rissington. I'm Ben McPhillips. It's going to be a pleasure to have you joining us throughout the course of the day. .125 time now as Sam Faulkner leads them out onto the circuit and will of course lead them to the start of the race as well. Problem on the dummy grid there for what appeared to be the 298, which would be Cole Watt, as we'll see if he is able to get onto the grid shortly. And there he goes very quickly out onto the circuit, and so we should get the chance. Actually, there's such a quick pace getting around that we're already almost on the end of the first of the parade laps there. But what we imagine will be given the chance to catch up. They may need to slow it down just a little bit in order to allow him to do so, however. Worth noting, well, actually, what interestingly has gone around the main circuit there, which is definitely going to hurt his chances of catching up. Should normally be taking the gearbox layout, of course, on the outside, but I imagine we will get the chance to get proceedings underway this time by. So, just a quick note on this field. Of course, Faulkner on pole by over half a second. We're hearing the carts are going to have to go around for a third time. So it looks like we've got no start this time due to the mix-up there. There's actually another driver. I think Watt has caught up here, but someone's pulling off. I can't tell who that is. Do we? Well, you'd have seen it on the stream. We couldn't quite catch the number from our vantage point. It's, believe it's one of our, not one of our single plates anyway. We'll know in a moment for sure when we don't see them come up on the timing screen. Believe it's Mark Lawrence, the 230, that hasn't come around. So looks like we should be set for a start this time by. And yet there you do see it on our screen's confirmation. It is Mark Lawrence in 230 that will not be taking the start. So disappointment for him. Of course, worth noting, less than a second between second and the back of the grid here. But Faulkner was on pole by half a second, and at the back is going to be Thomas Dackins as he was found underweight after qualifying. Here we go, start underway. Faulkner gets a bit of a jump there as they go into the first corner, and slotting in nicely there is going to be Archie Potter, and so we'll look to see now if Archie Cole is able to hold on there. Actually, Cole looks like he might be making a move, you know, for second place. Looks like he's gotten down the inside there, going into the top bend, and so, a bit of a mix-up there, going into the dogleg, and they were too wide, and quite a few rows deep there, almost like it was a NASCAR race. As here we go now, through the elbow for the first time, and Faulkner is well in control as a result of all this battling for second place, and it is Cole that is ahead of Potter. And up in fourth is Daniel Weir. Looks like maybe a move for second place again, not to be, as they fall over each other in the battle for second on back there. And well, it's exactly like qualifying, isn't it? Because already Faulkner, by the end of that first lap, has a 1.5 second lead. Archie Potter does get a warning there for track limits that you've just seen on our screen. So here we come back around. Oh, and contact going into the elbow there And they'll come around there, and that's going to be 3-2-6 there, a putter into the back of Cole. And then side by side in the battle for 5th place, we're going to see the replay here, and yes, that was exactly what happened. Cole did extremely well, actually, to hold on to that one, and caught up behind them is Daniel Weir, who's going to be very eager to make a move. As in the pack there's just over a second between Cole in second, or at least there was a second between Cole in second, and Jack Clayton in 7th, who's the leading novice in this field. The top 2 novices, actually, the 2 novices in this race, are right together in that battle for 7th place, but Anderson there loses a position as going through the loop. Tom Snape takes 8th place. Faulkner, meanwhile, already has a 3.5 second lead, and we were talking to him after qualifying, of course, about how the tyres make such a difference, particularly in the 125s, and a circuit like this, where it's twisty and it does have a lot of flow, does Rissington. Once you get to the duck leg, it doesn't so much, but between the exit of the elbow and going round to that point of the circuit, there's a lot of flow here, and there's corners that use a lot of these tyres, ask a lot of these tyres, so that is probably going to be more of a factor maybe than other circuits, as a move looks like it was made there for 4th place there. They were certainly side by side in that battle. Let's see, Walmsley Jones did get ahead, and it looks like Weir took the place back going into the dogleg there, and they continue to battle up the hill. That's going to allow the battle for 2nd place to pull away there for a bit, and a big off and a big bounce over the grass there. Just trying to see that looked to be, and it was Weir that lost those positions, losing 3 positions and going down from 4th to 7th as a result. Well, that was a huge bounce. Good to see that he's been able to continue on. Okay, it's one of those that can hurt your back when you bounce over the grass like that. Caught some significant air as the battle for 4th place rolls on through the exit of the dogleg there, and once again it's heating up in the fight for 2nd between Cole and Potter. You can see on your screen there's a track limit warning for Charlie Ratford as through they come the final corner once again, and it's Cole still remaining ahead of Potter, and Walmsley Jones now up into 4th place, of course, after that move earlier on before the off-track moment for Weir. Tommy Welsh is the one that's behind Walmsley Jones now, and Jack Clayton is up in 6th place, doing a tremendous job as the leading novice. Meanwhile, Finley Anderson, who we were talking about earlier, it looks like there's a move there going into the dogleg, and they go side by side through that corner there. That is the battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th place. So that's actually Weir and Ratford going side by side. So Weir, after that off-track exertion, is having to continue trying to hold onto his place. Ratford a little bit further back in this weekend than he was at Shennington, was never actually outside of the top 4 in any of the sessions in that weekend. Got himself a 3rd and a 2nd in the heat and in the pre-final, and then a move for a late podium in the grand final, but not quite the same success for him here at Little Rissington. As we look back at Faulkner now, completing another lap. This will be his 8th lap. He is 5.5 seconds now ahead of Archie Cole. And coming through now, Cole, Potter, Walmsley Jones, Welsh and Clayton doing a tremendous job. There's just timing screen's just showing just 0.2 of a second between Welsh and Clayton. It does look a little bit bigger to the eye here we've got a fantastic view of the circuit here at Little Rissington, as we always do. We're in a what's really ideally designed as a timing control stand. There's a move potentially of a second there, going down the inside. It was held by Cole on the outside, going through the first apex there with a dogleg, and it looked as if it might give a better exit there, and it did indeed give a better exit to Archie Potter, because he takes advantage of that exit by making the move under braking from the inside, going into the elbow and taking second place from Archie Cole. It's been a brave resistance from Archie Cole. I think, is he coming back? Yes, he is. And back in the second he goes, and Potter sliding all sorts of out of control, trying to hold on to third, is now looking to take advantage. Is Walmsley Jones on the inside, sliding through the first part of the apex there, going through the dog leg, and now going to be side by side with Tommy Welsh, it appears, that's looking to make a move there in the fight for what is now going to be fourth place. And the move then being made, they're now not quite out of control, but a big slide certainly for Archie Potter, who continues to fall back with just under 2 minutes to go. And Charlie Ratford has taken advantage of that to move up into 6th place ahead of Clayton and Daniel Weir. Well, we saw Weir fall back behind Ratford just a few moments ago. Is bouncing over the curbs there. I think that actually was Ratford, and now a move going into dogleg again as that's lovely opportunistic stuff there from Ratford, as it was Potter that was looking to reclaim the position to try and get past Tommy Welsh, and Charlie Ratford saw it coming from 2 positions back and just said, thank you, I'll get you both under acceleration on the exit. That's just great racecraft there from Charlie Ratford, of course, their DRS100 champion. Certainly the move of a champion there, seeing what was going to unfold before it happened. And that moves him now into 4th place, and the battle for second continues now. This is now the closest battle on the circuit, except for, well, actually, there's a big battle just further back with Potter and those trying to get past him as he continues to fall back. There's a big move being made there by Clayton, trying to get a position at the dogleg there. But the battle that we're going to look to for the final part of the race there, as you see the replay of that move from Ratford, the up and under on the exit of the dogleg, as he knew the other two were going to telegraph it, and there's Ratford pointing. He says, follow me, I'll get you back up to the fight for second. Unfortunately, he's not going to get the chance to do that because they haven't followed him. And we're now going to focus on Archie Cole and Oscar Walmsley Jones in that fight for second. Faulkner, meanwhile, continues to be in a race of his own. He's now 8.5 seconds out in front. And just looking, we've seen some, we've got a few guests here, it appears, in the commentary area. So we start the last lap, and Cole and Walmsley Jones will continue to fight for second place there. Ratford is beginning to close up on them a little bit. He's actually significantly closing up on them. You can just see him at the back of the shot there in the fight for second. And is he going to try and line up a move going into the dogleg there? Well, he looks to the inside, and he gets the inside, and he's gotten past Oscar Walmsley Jones, and he's in 3rd place. Terrific stuff from Charlie Ratford, who has quite clearly preserved himself early on, as Sam Faulkner comes over the line to win, as we mentioned, in a race of his own. But Archie Cole looks as if he is going to come through in second. Fantastic defensive performance from him, with Charlie Ratford in 3rd, Oscar Walmsley Jones in 4th, and Tommy Welsh in 5th. Well, that was a very, very fun race in the 125s. It's exactly what we hoped for after qualifying. Obviously, Faulkner in command up front, but we said just a second between them from second to last, and boy oh boy did that bear out in the race. A fantastic race there. Archie Cole ended up taking second ahead of Charlie Ratford, but the star of the show, as always, Sam Faulkner. Competitive in the 45s, where we ended up seeing Leo Edger taking the win there at the end of the morning's action. The 100 promised a lot that heat race. Liam Karabalov pulling away gradually to win. Four-way battle between Maximilian Reed, Kai Newman, Nyron Evans and Cassidy Southall, all ending up finishing as they were, but certainly they looked like we were going to have plenty of passing. And then, of course, in the 125, Sam Faulkner was in a race of his own, but so hotly contested behind him, and we're hoping for more of the same here. We did make a slight mistake with the scheduling towards the end there. You can now see the correct schedule up on your screen. We did announce originally the 45s was going to be the next race. That was because we actually have it both times listed on our schedule, so that's the reason for the mix-up. So you're seeing the correct one on your screens now, and we are ready to see the 125s out on track. Any moment you can see them formed up on the dummy grid and ready to go. And if the field could somehow reel in Sam Faulkner and make a fight out of it in the same way that they could make a fight out of second place, then this will be quite some race indeed. There was some excellent passing through the field. Charlie Ratford in particular, coming up from one point he was 8th, ending up in 3rd there towards the end as he passed Oscar Walmsley-Jones. Before he got past Walmsley-Jones, he made a fantastic double pass going through the dogleg. Saw a battle in front of him with two drivers effectively pushing each other wide at the first part of the dogleg there on the first apex, and so he just went up and under the pair of them on the exit, and it was brilliantly done. And so that was how we had the 125 race end up, as we just wait for the final opportunity to get them out on the track. Just going to have a look at our schedule just to see. Drivers are scheduled out in exactly, well, just under a minute from now, so any moment. There you go, you will hear the engines begin to rev and out on track. Sam Faulkner leads them. Charlie Ratford really sliding there as he looked to get some heat into his tyres. I thought for a moment he might lose control there, but all's well that ends well. We did have a problem, of course, on the way to the start earlier on, as Cole Watt was unable to get away from the dummy grid, but we managed to get away after an extra rolling lap. So the field is formed up. We should expect them to go around one more time, and indeed they do. We did have one race earlier on where we had a start first time by. And around they go for an extra lap at pace, give them more chance to get some heat into their tyres, and they'll begin to form up once again. And of course, in the 125 heat, it was Archie Cole who was ahead of Ratford for second place. His brilliant defensive drive throughout the course of the race was superb. You won't be able to hear him, but just try right, we can hear Matt Daniels asking to make sure the drivers stay in formation. Of course, that was a talking point from the DRS125 heat. I would imagine that everybody here has learned their lessons from that. As here we go, Faulkner begins to prepare to bring them to the line, and we go racing once again. And Faulkner was actually quite slow away, and Ratford was looking for any chance he could to move, but he was stranded, and looks like he's still retained third place there. Indeed he has. So we go through with Faulkner leading Cole, leading Ratford, leading Walmsley-Jones. And so, of course, the big problem that the field had in the heat race was that they were all racing each other so hard that they effectively left Faulkner all out on his own. at the moment he's anything but out on his own, because here comes Archie Cole all over the back of him. At least he was for part of that first lap. I believe Faulkner maybe potentially just looking to get some heat into his tyres as they come by for the first time. Faulkner leading. There we see Archie Cole, Ratford, Walmsley, Jones, Welsh and Potter in 6th. Bit of a struggler towards the back there as Jake Woodrow didn't catch any incident on the first lap, but the way he is behind would rather suggest that there was one. Faulkner begins to lead them back up the hill towards the middle bend, and he's pulled out a little bit of a gap on this second lap, so indeed you would imagine it is just a case of bringing the tyres up to temperature. There is a side-by-side battle further back in the pack. Looks to be for about 10th place. There's actually a third kart getting involved in that one. So that's between the two novices, it appears. Finley Anderson and Jack Clayton. And Anderson there getting in front. So they reach the back of the circuit once again. And Cole has begun to fall back into the clutches of Ratford now. It's very close from 2nd to 4th place, as Walmsley Jones is just getting onto the back of Ratford now, and Ratford looks for a move to the outside into the elbow. He's going to look to get the up and under, but it's a very hard thing to do with the way that the corners twist and turn from one direction to the other here at Rissington. You really need to try and find somewhere else to try and set up a move, unless you think that you can force a mistake through the final corner coming up the hill. Not much of a corner, but you do sometimes see that when drivers get side by side, it can be difficult to hold the outside line. That's where you can maybe make things happen. Ratford's very, very close through the dog leg. He's not quite able to make a move through the exit. Cole maintaining a good line there as they come back up the hill once again in towards the elbow. It's now Walmsley Jones that's looking very close to making a move, and indeed the three behind are in good shape as Tommy Welsh begins to close up. He has Potter and Snape following him. Tom Snape had to come through after not the best of qualifyings by his standards. As they arrive at the backside of the circuit once again. So there's a three-way fight for 2nd, and not far behind them is a three-way fight for 5th. Sam Faulkner, meanwhile, has now opened up a 2-second lead on Archie Cole, who is just struggling to get through the up the hill there. He seems to struggle through the middle bend a little bit, but Ratford can't make the move for the moment, and so they go through the loop once again, just down towards the far side of the circuit from our vantage point high up here at the top of the hill at Rissington, directly above almost the start finish line. Here comes Ratford making his move. Does he? Yeah, it looked almost a bit too easy, and when it looks a bit too easy, it rather tells you someone's missed their braking point there, and indeed Ratford did miss his braking point, and that set up a bit of a kerfuffle, and into the grass there. Looked to be, might well have been Tommy Welsh. We'll double check that as they come through. It was indeed Welsh, as he's going to lose out now to the 298. No, there's no 298 in this race. So we've be the 230 potentially. There you're seeing the replay of Ratford missing his braking point, and there was a little bit of contact, and so yeah, through the gravel there. That was actually Tuscany Groves is what we spotted. So it's actually Thomas Dackins that we saw going past Groves there as she went off the road. So, well, all action in the midfield in these seniors. As the fight now will continue for 2nd place. And it's now Walmsley Jones applying the pressure after that miscue from Ratford. Archie Cole having a very fun time of defending 2nd place throughout the course of the day so far. Through they come again, and it's Archie Cole still leading Walmsley Jones. Close battle further behind is going to be between Finley Anderson and Thomas Stackins. That's going to be for 10th place. Sam Faulkner's lead now 3.6 seconds. Walmsley Jones closing right in with just a 10th of a second between them at the line. But so far Walmsley Jones unable to shape up any sort of pass. Through towards the elbow they go. Late on the brakes there from Walmsley Jones. Still can't find any kind of way through. Ratford has now regathered himself after that little mistake. We understand there is an incident under investigation towards the middle of the pack. We understand the free was involved. It would be Tom Snape, not necessarily saying that he was the guilty party, but that was one of the numbers we heard mentioned. We also got a spinner in the dog leg as we continue to watch the battle with Walmsley Jones and Archie Cole, and that now is allowing Ratford to close up with 2 minutes to go. Faulkner all alone with a 4.4 second lead now. We're just trying to see who it was that spun back there. It was Finley Anderson, it appears, because he's fallen down to 12th place. So the battle for second is now going to be between 5 drivers. There is a move further back, and that looks like, is that Clayton trying to make a move? It's definitely one of our novices towards the dogleg there, as here comes the move from Walmsley Jones into the elbow. Can he keep it going through the... Yes, he does, and into second place goes Oscar Walmsley Jones with a really firm, aggressive move into the elbow, and almost getting out of shape there was Archie Cole. He's trying desperately to hang on ahead of Ratford. That's caused Ratford to lose a little bit of ground, and I think Ratford actually has lost a couple of places through the loop and into the top end, and now the battle continues for second. Walmsley Jones then getting back underneath of Archie Cole at the exit of the dogleg. Cole getting to the inside of Walmsley Jones, and Walmsley Jones off track, and this is going to create a big battle for second. Snape into third. Looks like Ratford there back in 5th now behind Archie Potter, and getting out of shape is Cole. So here there is a mechanical flag being displayed to number 6, which would be Tommy Welsh, down in 12th place at the moment. Coming through the dogleg once again in that fight for second. Faulkner's lead is 6.5 seconds. We're going to be heading... Well, will we get the final lap now? Yes, we will. Last lap. There's still some time left on the clock, 7 seconds to be exact. But they say final lap. As now here comes Snape, trying to make a move on Archie Cole, going down the hill now through the loop. But to get to the inside, can't force Cole wide. Potter right with Ratford, going through the top bend now. Down towards the dogleg they go. Will there be a move? Looking to the inside there briefly is Cole. Again, just going to hold it through the dogleg, and unless there's a big surprise move from here, you think he's going to keep that place. Snape realistic too far back. There is a move for 4th. Ratford went for it. He got a little bit out of control. No harm, no foul for him. Sam Faulkner wins. And it's Archie Cole in second place. Tom Snape in third. Couldn't quite make the move at the end there. Ratford went for it. Didn't quite pull it off. You're going to see the replay of that now. He was in 5th when he made the move. He didn't make it stick. He stays 5th. So nothing done to him in terms of damage. Nothing wrong with going for the glory move there. And Potter very smartly saw it coming. So that is once again another victory for Sam Faulkner, and he once again is set for a potential clean sweep of the weekend here at Rissington. Back-to-back clean sweeps. That would be... Sam Faulkner has often been very dominant in this championship, but that would be something else for him. Potentially breaking new ground there. So it's Sam Faulkner who wins. Archie Cole, once again, brilliant defensive driving from him throughout the course of the day, and he is in second. Tom Snape coming through to third. Archie Potter ahead of Charlie Ratford in fourth place. Very, very quickly back in action for our DRS125. So just recording a little bit of a recap of what happened there in that 45 grand final. Have to say probably the 45s have produced the best of the action, but with that said, in the 125s behind Sam Faulkner, it has been immensely competitive. That's exactly what we said to expect coming in, because of course while Faulkner was more than half a second ahead of second place in the fight for pole position, from second to the very back of the grid, they were covered by less than a second, and that's really played out in the way that we expected it to here. It's been frantic behind Sam Faulkner, and it's been Archie Cole who has really done a spectacular job defensively. Second place, he was able to get in both of the two races. Let's see how they gun on here. Faulkner brings them to the line. They are ready to go. Very, very close contact between them all on that start, but it is a good start in the end. And Faulkner goes through. There is I think someone there around about third place just absolutely clouted the curb, and there is an incident further back. Trying to see who that is that's involved, as we've looked like we've got four different carts there. See a helmet there that looks like it might be Charlie Ratford, but I don't think it is. I think he's further up the order. Let's have a look. So here they go, going into the loop. And it's just a bottleneck really towards the kind of back of the midfield. So Ratford, nowhere near it. 337.298. And it looks like there was a single plate there involved. May well have been Tommy Welsh possibly, although he's coming through in sixth for the moment. So it's Cole Watt, Dan Weir, Finley Anderson and Mark Lawrence with a trio involved. As Faulkner Faulkner with a half a second lead, should be able to stretch out. Archie Cole holds on to second, Archie Potter in third, Charlie Ratford in fourth. And Ratford has been the real racer in this pack so far today. On this race, of course, he's still got to be he's still got to make the moves, but he sure has been making them throughout the course of the day. So we've had one driver pull off, and that, I believe, is Cole Watt, who has recovered back away from the confines of the circuit, just over to the gearbox layout there. Faulkner is pulling away. He has a 1.2 second lead at the moment over the pack behind, and there's some 7 of them all fighting for second place. They go back towards Jake Woodrow there in Jack Clayton there in 8th. is the last of them. As around they come. Ratford and Potter look the closest to making a move at the moment. Snape is just falling back slightly into the clutches of Oscar Walmsley-Jones. There is a bit of a hold-up there further ahead. Ratford lost a little bit of ground there behind Archie Potter. Faulkner's lead is now almost 2 seconds. Ratford looks to make the late braking move into the dogleg, not able to do so. Archie Cole continuing to hold on to second. You have to say, Ratford has been the one that's made the moves. You were backing to get up there. And they're both looking for a way past. As it's Potter there, just hugging the curb. Go through and a move to the outside. They're side by side now for second place. And is Ratford going to take advantage of it? Yes, he is. He gets down the inside of Archie Potter. It's Potter got to the outside. Look for the move to the inside. Had to bail out of it. And Charlie Ratford is saying, follow me, I'll help you past. And right as he says it, Potter goes back through. And is Ratford going to run out of room? No, he doesn't. But Tom Snape is the one that's forced wide as a result of it further back in that pack. But he holds on to it. There was a little bit here and scaring there, but they all get through. And Archie Cole somehow still stays in second as a result of it all. They're going to be side by side again. It's going to be Ratford again looking to make the move on Oscar Walmsley-Jones this time. And he gets the good exit out of the dogleg there, so he gets a move to him. Once again, Ratford say, follow me, I'll get you by these guys. Through the elbow they come once again. Potter now with a 7/10 of a second gap to Archie Cole. Can he close that down on this lap? Yes, he can by a 10th. But he needs more, really, if he wants to get by before Charlie Ratford is back on the scene. Should say Charlie Ratford and company. That might just lead to a little bit of a break in the hardest racing proceedings. With Cole having the gap to Potter and likewise Potter to Ratford, there's less of a potential for a move at the moment while we wait for those three to close back in on each other. Sam Faulkner, meanwhile, has a 4.3 second lead out front. And Archie Cole keeps a watching eye behind him, almost gets out of shape going into the dogleg there. The back end looked like it wanted to go around. And Potter is now back right up with him, really, as a result of that. As back they come towards the elbow again. A little bit wide from Archie Cole on the exit there as he clambers all over the curb. Potter a little bit wide coming out of the final corner, almost caught the edge of the grass there. Ratford now is right back on the scene as we said he would be. And the furious battling you would suspect now is going to be for third place. As they come through into the dogleg. Could be a move on here. Oscar Walmsley-Jones did not get the best of exit out of the top bend. There's no move there. Back up the hill they come once again. Archie Cole leading them as he has done all day. Archie Cole once again clambering all over the curbs at the exit of the elbow. Archie Cole once again getting away with that. Ratford the one looking for a move. And very, very late in getting slowed down for the loop there was Oscar Walmsley-Jones. It cost him a little bit of ground as they now head down towards the dogleg, and through they go. Still Cole, Potter, Ratford in that battle for second. Ratford gets a good run, but he's going to be shown the outside. Cole with a better run At the exit of the elbow this time, Ratford is so close to Potter. You can tell he's easily the quickest of this pack. But he's got to try and carve a way through. He's done the perfect job of it so far in these races. Had a much better race day than qualifying day, that is for sure, for Charlie Ratford. But Archie Cole has been the immovable object. And Archie Potter needs to find a way to be the unstoppable force. Ratford clambers over the curbs at turn 1. Cole with what appeared to be a slightly late turn into the loop there. Ratford all over the back of Potter. Ratford looking for the move, bails out. Archie Cole looks to lose a little bit of ground going up the hill. And now here's the move from Potter. And Potter gets him into the elbow. Ratford will look to take advantage as Cole can be squeezed wide. He gets a little bit of the grasp, but no more. And Potter is in the second and Ratford is in the third. And in the end, Archie Potter did end up being the irresistible force, but there might be an even more irresistible force behind him in Ratford. Back up the hill they come once again. In towards the elbow where Potter made the move last time by. I suspect he's going to be harder to pass for Ratford than Archie Cole would have been. The tyres don't really appear to have been a factor so far. They're all quite evenly matched. Nobody's really gaining significant ground. Nobody's really losing it. Ratford got a good drive out of the top bend. Not able to make a move. And Archie Potter is even closer coming out of the dogleg into the elbow. Potter did not get the best of runs through the middle bend, but had the right line. 2 minutes to go. Faulkner is 8 seconds ahead. Once again in a race of his own. Charlie Ratford might be thinking, if I had a better qualifying, I could not necessarily challenge, but definitely close up that gap to some extent. Here goes Ratford. It's a late move. If there was contact there, it might well have been right. The question is asked, was it clean? So Charlie Ratford does, for now, get into second place. He's not able to escape the attentions of Potter for the moment. And Archie Cole is hanging on, he's just 4 attempts back. Could yet force his way onto the podium. Looks like Ratford just has a little gap, a small gap at the moment. As we head back up the hill once again. So behind, it's Archie Cole in 4th, Walmsley Jones in 5th, Tommy Welsh in 6th, Snape in 7th, Jack Clayton next, Jake Woodrow in 9th has caught that pack. And not too far behind him is Thomas Dackins, so great for the likes of Woodrow and Dackins, who have at times been towards the back of the pack. They're really not far off of the fight for second place at all. Ratford continues to just eke out the slightest of gaps. 10 seconds to go. Will they show the last lap to Faulkner this time? No. We had 6 seconds on the clock, but we're going to have 2 laps from here now. The big pack comes around once again. Faulkner's lead, almost 9 seconds. Ratford with almost half a second back to Potter. Archie Cole just falling away slightly. It looks like the main battles are going to be Cole and Walmsley Jones, and then Snape and Jack Clayton. Clayton crossing the line just a tenth behind Snape in the battle for 7th place. Sam Faulkner comes around to start his final lap. Here come Ratford and Co. Archie Cole has now fallen back considerably. 8 tenths. The gap from he to Potter. Tom Snape looks closest to making a move at the moment. Clayton is the one that was right behind him on the previous lap. Into the dogleg we go. Faulkner already heading up to the elbow and through it. Through the final corner to take the clean sweep. Sam Faulkner absolutely blitzing the field here at Little Rissington. Charlie Ratford will come home to take a well-deserved 2nd place out of Archie Potter. Archie Cole's excellent defensive driving throughout the day puts him just short of a grand final podium, with Oscar Walmsley Jones in 5th, Tommy Welsh in 6th, Tom Snape in 7th, Jack Clayton, excellent day for him, the leading novice in 8th, and then Woodrow in 9th, and Dackins not too far behind, as we mentioned earlier, in 10th place. Sam Faulkner again, utterly supreme. Welcome back to Little Rissington for the podium presentation for round 2 of the 2024 Daniel Ricciardo Series, where we're going to celebrate the achievements of our drivers from the DRS125 Arrive and Drive category, as well as those in the owner-driver categories, the DRS125s and the DRS100s. But first of all, we're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to celebrate somebody that probably deserves to be on one of these podiums, but just hasn't quite made it yet. They're involved in a very special scheme that we'd like to highlight. If you can please come to the front, Solomon Adeniji. So Solomon, you're obviously involved in a very special scheme that we're going to ask you about in a moment. Just very quickly, how are you enjoying racing in the Daniel Ricciardo Series?
It's really good, and I've had some good moments and some unlucky moments, so I hope to get the podium next time.
You've been coming really good in the grand final, just not quite able to get the podium yet. What's your secret to coming so good and when it really matters?
When I have to be mentally strong, especially if I have bad qualifying, so that just motivates me to get better and I drive faster.
Well, obviously you're motivated by something that's very personal to you. If I could just get you to zoom in on the overalls here. You're racing in support of Guide Dogs for the Blind, I believe, is the cause that you're racing in support of. So they're not sponsoring you, you're effectively sponsoring them in some ways. What was it that got you involved in that scheme?
When I was 3, I was on a train with my dad. With him because I got to go to work with him, and there was someone on the train with a dog when they're not allowed, And I asked him why he's got a dog, and then he explained to me that he's blind and that he needs it to get to places. And then after that, I decided I wanted to help people that are blind, and yeah.
And how's it been working with them?
It's been good. I've been working with them for about 9 years now, and they've sent me pictures of all the dogs that I've helped and people.
And just lastly, Solomon, how can people get involved?
If you go on Google or anything, search up guidedogs.org.uk, and then it just takes 2 clicks. You press sponsor a puppy, and then it's just £4 a month.
And that's exactly how you've been getting involved. Thank you for joining us, Solomon. Unlucky not to have you up here today, but I'm sure you'll be here at some point. Thank you for joining us. Great to celebrate that course here in the Daniel Ricciardo Series, and now we are going to go to our podium presentations, and we're going to start with our DRS45s. We're going to start with our winner from Shennington. In third place was Leo Edger. And in second place, Zane Perry. And our winner, not just of the race, but of the DRS plate, is Callum White. Congratulations to our DRS45 drivers. The 100s and 125s are going to get the same prizes. Fantastic replica miniature helmets for them. It's going to be super for them to be able to take those home. So we're going to go now to our DRS125 podium presentation now. And our top novice driver was Jack Clayton. And in third place was Archie Potter. Our second place driver seemed to be passing people all day, and that was Charlie Ratford. And our winner, who had no passes to make, was Sam Faulkner. And our final podium presentation of the day now for our DRS 100 drivers. And our novice winner in the category was Charlie Edge. Our third place driver got the pole, won the heat, won the pre-final, but was denied in the grand final. It was Liam Karabelov. Coming so close in that frantic grand final finish was Kai Newman. And grabbing the win at near enough the final corner was Maximilian Reed. And that's it then for round 2 of the Daniel Ricciardo Series here at Little Rissington. We'll be back here later in the year, of course. That should provide more absolutely fantastic entertainment. Going to be great to have you back here again with us later on in the year. Round 2 has been superb. I'm sure that 100 finish will live long in the memory for some of those who saw it. But for now, from us here at Rissington, it is goodbye.